Hello children. So today we will start with the history chapter 1, that is from the milestone book. We will continue with the part 2 of the explanation. Now, so in previous video we have seen that what we came to know what is the historians and how do we come to know about different different through prehistoric, what is the historic period, what is the prehistoric period, how can we know about historic period existence, and how do we know about prehistoric existence. So today we will see in the with the part 2 of the explanation. First we will go to what is chronology. Now, basically, what is chronology? Chronology is the order in which a series of events take place. Suppose a particular event which is happening one after another in a particular day or a particular period of time, that is which is placed in a particular order. That series of events which is placed in the particular order is known as chronology. Now, what is the use of chronology? Historians use chronology as the first step towards understanding historical events. So, in this way, they can put all the past events in a proper order. Like, suppose which king, when was the king born? When did the king rule? When did the king fought? Then when did the king die? This is coming to an order. So, with the help of chronology only, the historian can place the proper events or the proper incidents in a proper manner. So certain dates or certain period of time is used. So this is known as chronologically, basically. Now, basically there are certain the dates and events are denoted in a certain term of the manner, like BC, which stands for before Christ, like 1000 BC, like before the birth of the Christ, 1000 years ago, before the birth of the Christ. So it is known as before Christ. You will sometimes find AD before dates. You will known as AD also, which stands for Anno Domini in Latin words, which is the birth after the Jesus Christ. Now, sometimes C is also used instead of AD. Now, instead of AD, you will find C is used. That means, which means common era. Common era means the birth after the Jesus Christ. And BCE, that is before common era, that is before the birth of the Jesus Christ, instead of BC. Okay. Now, we use these terms because the Christian era is now used in most countries of the world. The Christian era is used in every country of the world to denote a particular period of time or to denote the particular date. Now, in India also we use this same kind of dating form. Now, it's from 200 years ago, we are stating it in the form of BC, AD, and or CE, BCE, and even sometimes BP is also denoted, that means before present. So, these are the chronology dates or the terms which are used, like BC, AD, BCE, CE, or BP. Next, not only through events, through the geographical framework also we can understand our past or India's historical past. Now you can see in the map this map of India about different places where the settlements were there. Let us find out about this history. So geographical factors have a great influence on history of a country. The Indian subcontinent has distinct geographical features. Okay, so the vast northern Indo-Gangetic plains around which humans settled first was very fertile. Thus, many kingdoms emerged in these plains. That means what? Beside the Indo-Gangetic plains where the river Ganga flowed, on those places the settlement was more, because due to the proper fertile land was there, availability of water was there, and therefore powerful kingdoms had also emerged near these Indo-Gangetic plains. Next is the southern peninsula was divided into smaller regions by mountains, plateaus, and river valleys. Even the southern peninsula was also divided by mountains, because it was not totally mountain area. The peninsula was not totally mountain area or the plateau area or river valleys. It was mixed by region. Therefore, settlement was also over there. Now, the great Himalayas in the north acted as a barrier between India and Central Asia, but people used to pass in the mountains as routes of contact. Now, in the mountains also, through mountain routes or through mountain roads, the North Himalayas was creates a connector between India and Central Asia due to trading purpose, because people used to connect this India and Central Asia, used to travel from India to Central Asia, Central Asia to India. This Himalayas, the great Himalayas, connected as a mountain route for the people for trading purpose. Now, these routes of contact were used for different purpose. As I said, traders travel along this route to buy, sell and goods, because traders also used to travel. Even people from cold places, cold arid places, here in search of livelihood, even for settlement also. Even they used to travel this Himalayan route. Even many tribes entered from India, the northwestern side, present day Pakistan, Afghanistan, through the mountain passes. Even tribal people also used to travel these roads, through this mountain roads. Now, for settlements, religious leader also used to travel, like for example, if I say the Buddhist monks, priests, they also used to travel this mountain road to preach their religion. Even kings and rulers undertook war campaigns to expand their empires through them. Even kings and rulers also used to travel through these mountain routes to use for certain battle strategy, to undertake a war or to attack. So mountain road was used for battle purpose also, means for traveling through the battle, as battle camping, not battle camping. So this Mount Himalaya, the great Himalayan route, was creating a perfect connector or a barrier between India and Central Asia. So I hope you have understood this video. So thank you children, and we'll meet you in the next video.